It's about that time.
Pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4. Here we go, Roger.
And on Insights, two eyes in the middle. INSiiGHTS, where we always talk the talk.
I swag, I surf, and I'm on a. What's up, Coach? What's happening, family? We're back.
Yes, we're back. This is Mickey Clayton, the coach, and I'm here with the reporter's favorite reporter, the legendary Pulitzer Prize award-winning Rick.
Oh, I wish I won that Pulitzer. Oh my goodness. Would things be a bit different around the neighborhood?
Okay, all right. But it wouldn't be as bad as you were that night when you, brave as you are, and you did the broadcast without lights on, which came on right after you finished. And you were doing them in the car, and you looking outside the car window. You talking about, Coach, Coach, I'm going to have to go because it's looking like the purge out here.
The purge, baby. And I did not have my my purge how can I say this in a good way? I didn't have my purge cycle with me at that time. So yeah, it was time to step.
Yeah, that was too funny. I'm sitting there, you looking like that might have been your all-time funniest. That was a little special there. That was a little special. I need to make sure I put that in the reporter's favorite reporter's highlight tape. We probably have enough stuff to have a pretty good tape on you.
Oh, that's scary. Yeah, that should increase ratings by -1 maybe.
Yeah. At least a -1. At least a -1. But
I need a Coca-Cola.
See, if you leave that Coke and get you a Pepsi, you'd be better off. I can only keep warning you. You're drinking that drink that you put on your batteries to clean your battery cables. That's what you're drinking.
Yeah. Lovely. What we got, Coach?
Back. Yeah. What we got? We had history set last week with Jalen Martin and him going to OTE and signing with them and Overtime Elite and being professional. And I just thought, and I didn't think it by myself based on the comments, calls, and texts that I received after the show. He was an impressive young man. And he started off with single word answers. Yes, no, yes, no. But when he warmed up, he started nailing jumpers and started going to the hoop, kapow, and slamming answers. I mean, he said he answered a lot of questions. He said he only needed one class to graduate, needed a history class, so he's taking that class. Then he said he'll be able to take some electives or dual enroll.
Mm-hmm.
So I led him down that path and said, which one are you going to do? And what did he say? Dual enroll. No hesitation. Taking elective classes is the easy way out. I'm going to be dual enrolled and roll. It was an impressive interview. I wasn't the only one who thought so. We had a tremendous turnout of people watching the show. Now, one thing I love, he has a village. And they get behind him. His mom, former hooper that she was, throw an elbow, bust you in the mouth. That's kind of how she played. She might have been even more aggressive than he is. He'll bust you in the mouth, boy. If he had his mom's aggressiveness, he'd be trying to put his knee in your face when he jumped over you. That's the way she was. She ain't play that. But she got that stuff out and, helped promote it and get it out there. It was the #1 most watched non-event show since COVID-19.
Wow.
Since COVID-19.
I mean, but
yeah,
he deserves it, number one. And that was my first time meeting Jalen. And when we started off and he was giving the one-word answers, coach, I was like, he's gonna go to pro like this? I mean,
well, you could go to pro giving one-word answers now.
Well, but it just didn't seem. He seemed more laid back,
Okay.
And I was like, I didn't see the dog in him just early on, but once he loosened up and got comfortable with us, and you had some great questions to get him to open up, I was like, okay, this is the confident. This is this guy who can go pro. I can see it now. And I was impressed by him, by his demeanor, by his village, who was commenting like crazy and giving them tons of support, which was just great, which I would love to see more of. And I can see why, coach, because the kid deserved it. And like I told him, and like I said, I want to go to Atlanta twice the end of the year. One to see one of his games and the last football game. So it was great. It was wonderful.
Well, a couple things. Him and being laid back. Cunningham was the number one pick in the NBA this past year.
Okay.
He was laid back. Jalen Green, who was the number 2 pick, was a lot more aggressive. The way Jalen plays and the way he kind of verbalizes himself, I see him kind of as a potential Grant Hill type. A type of guy who's educated and brought up a certain way, used to things that he knows kind of right from wrong. Because one of the comments that somebody had said to me, first of all, and I appreciate and love this person who made the comment. They said, well, Coach, I hope that along the way that, he can confide in talking to you and all of that. And I said, I'm always available, but that's not what I'm trying to do. We're trying to expose them and show them. I've never tried to be that person to get in the way of the coaches or the families. If they ever ask me anything, I'll help them. But I don't do this to try to gain access to them, to influence them. That's just not what I do. My relationship is different with a lot of them because their relationship is different with me. Like I told you, Trey Donaldson at Florida High, he come over doing warm-ups, slapping my back, but that's just the way he is.
Right.
But I have another one. I've known her since almost before she was born. She played for my teammate. I mean, her teammate, she's the granddaughter of one of my teammates, and she'll walk by me and not speak. So that's fine. I mean, that's kind of not. It's all right. I still give them the same amount of love and the same amount of support that I would do with any of it because I want them to do well. So, and I appreciate that. Now, another comment because most of the comments were really, really, really good. The only one was somebody made a comment, one of the grown men. Coach, I'm a little worried about him in Atlanta or Miami. And I said, what are you worried about? Because he could be looking at the same thing every other man looking at them 2 cities. And I said, well, his dad is in Atlanta. I said, Coach, what's that mean? They said, I don't mean anything. I live with my dad. That ain't stopped nothing. I said, you a little special. That's that part of growing up and learning. You can't keep them with you all the time.
That's right.
Just some of the comments. They said, Coach, he's a wholesome young man. You don't even hear that word used much. They call him wholesome. And then somebody else said he's well-mannered, brought up the right way. And, Coach, he referred to you as sir. And you know that's how you raise now. We had some supporters in Atlanta said that they watched the show, and they said, I'm in Atlanta, and I'm going to go see that young man play.
He's impressive. I told you, Coach. Once he got going, oh my goodness! And to the comment that Miami, Atlanta, or whatever, you could tell a person's character, and his demeanor said that while he's going to be a man, a young man growing up, blah blah blah. His foundation is set, and he's not going to falter on that foundation.
Mhm.
So that would be, and it sounds like they have a busy schedule anyway up there. So that's not going to be one thing I worry about. Not with him. Not now. No.
Somebody else said, look at it. He survived from Quincy. And look where he is now. I said, what's that mean? They said, Coach, it's a little special in Quincy. And I said, well, a lot of great athletes and people that come from Quincy. And he said, this is true. But not many of them go to the NBA. Go to play pro sports at any level. So I kind of gave them that. Then somebody, they don't never let you forget mom. They said, that boy's mama could really play. She had a mean streak.
You were talking about that.
Yeah. And they had a bunch of emojis after it with laughing faces, with tears running out their eyes. Another one said it was an absolutely great interview. Another one, all these are separate comments. They said, you can tell he's an educated young man. And I said, wow, that's kind of what, even as we do these interviews with the high schools, with the coaches, we've requested to always have some athletes with. The reason being that part of our Jimmy Saw's Leadership Academy is to teach them the proper way to do interviews so that they're not intimidated by it. It's the same thing, the same process when they go interview for a job. We want them to be relaxed. Like I know, when you apply for the job, the thing you want most is to be called in for an interview so you can sell yourself. Can't be nervous.
That is
and
right.
Then one of the suggestions, and I already ran it by his mom, and it said, we hope when he returns that you could set up an interview with him answering questions from younger children. That wasn't a Mickey Clayton idea. That's from our village. And I just thought that was an absolute great suggestion. And so when I mentioned it to his mom, I said it'd be great if we can get, if he's active in the church, to set it up with some of the kids from the church or some of the kids from his community.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't have made a comment about them comments because his village on it again. His village, is on it again.
Hey, village.
Shanita Hughes, yours the first one. Jalen Martin, exclamation point. Chosen. Favor is upon his life. Love, G-Ma. Well, G-Ma was on there last week.
Yes, you were.
Hey, y'all make sure y'all click like and click subscribe for it. The more people we get to subscribe, we might be able to get paid one day. Stefania Ivory said he was raised the right way, definitely. Love, Auntie Steph and Uncle Anthony from Maryland.
Hey, what's up, DMV fam?
From Maryland. Again, y'all make sure
got around,
subscribe,
didn't it?
hit notifications. You never know when we're going to have something on from Jalen and about Jalen. Subscribe and help us out. Victoria Henderson. Heart. Up, Rick. Rick, there you go. Rick, there you go. But I love the idea about interviewing with the younger children.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's proper, and that's I mean, that fits right into what. Yeah, definitely. And I think I think he'll be cool with that as well. I can see him working with kids. I really can, and I think it'll be so easy, and he'll just be flowing and going with it. Yeah, I like that a whole lot. Mhm.
Man, we have somebody else. What I also like was him talking about his Florida High guys, his seniors, and supporting them and how they were going to win. And in the next week or two, this next week's show or the week after, we've already been in touch with Florida High's coaches and their players, and we're going to interview them and do a preview coming up on them on Florida High. And I guarantee you, Jalen's name is going to come up in there. It can't help but come up.
Mhm.
When you have a young man and the way that those young men are being recruited at such a high level. But again, congratulations to the family, and all of the love that you show him and the support you show him, and to be there, because everything doesn't always go as you planned it. And you have to be there to help him. Everybody wants to be there to help you when stuff isn't going well. But when stuff is well, when it's not going well, the haters hate.
Yep. Because
So
storms will come.
Again, Jalen, we've been texting each other back and forth. Again, we're very proud of you, and we're hopeful for you and wishing the absolute best for you. I got another quote for you.
Okay.
Athletic quote. This one,
okay.
And she wanted to call me out. Kimberly Cummins, so glad that you did this for him. Thank you. I don't think we've ever interviewed anybody more appreciative than his family.
Yeah.
And to tell the truth, his mom reached out to us for insights to cover him at his signing. But because of the time, and we didn't really know what it was about until after the fact. And I appreciate her for reaching out to insights based on what we've done at Florida High over the years and knowing his mom. And then knowing, too, that, nobody tells the story like we can tell our own story. And we've always said that we want every bit of attention that they can get. We want them to be able to get it. So again, Kim, thank you. Much love to you and the family and to the village for all that they do with that young man, the basketball pro. And a little bit later, in a few minutes, we have another pro coming up from Tallahassee in golf, PGA legend on his way, Kamaiu Johnson. But I'm going to go back to the quote. I was going to ask you about tell me this one, Coach. It said, a coach is someone who tells you what you don't want to hear and has you see what you don't want to see so you can be who you have always known you can be. Football coach. Tick, tock.
Well, see, that sounds like a Joe Gibbs quote because, Joe Gibbs was the best coach in NFL history.
Nope, our rival coach. Our rival coach.
I'm not saying it.
I'm Landry.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. No.
Dallas Cowboys. Tom Landry. That comment right there is pretty deep, boy.
When we get off air, I'm gonna tell you a Tom Landry story.
When we get off air. When we get off air. Oh Lord!
Because we got a great show. I don't want to hurt people's feelings today. So,
okay, staying with the high school, we got
yo. The fall season is
Earl.
upon us, and we are approaching the halfway mark of the season. Things are starting to shape up, and each week now, moving forward, we can start to predict a playoff picture. Some teams are up, and some teams are down. But at INSiiGHTS, we keep it rolling, and the coach keeps the ship steady. And if there are some coaches that need some pointers, you can join the Mickey Clayton Coaching Club for the introductory rate of $39.95. Let's get it. And what was the game of the week? Coach Ira Reynolds, Jefferson County Tigers, clawed the hell out of the Baby Rattlers and gave them a night-night bottle, 41-0. Arcilla spoiled Franklin County's homecoming 25-6. Giles improves by spanking Ocala Forest 41-14. Gainesville Buchholz took a cattle prod to Leon 49-3. NFC continues to dominate McClay by notching a 20-point second half to prevail 20-16. Florida High was down to Wakulla, but came out alive in a thriller 28-24. On the flip side, Madison could not overcome Dunellen, falling 28-24. Lincoln and Gadsden County dueled in a penalty fest, with the Trojans prevailing 14-10. Godby fell to West Florida's 47-28. Monroe fell to Artuga Academy 14-12. And Rick High enjoyed a homecoming victory versus Fort Walton Beach in the Dead Sea, 47-14. Now this week, in the Jeez Louise game, Lincoln will host Leon Thursday night. I don't like Thursday night games, but kickoff is at 7 p.m., and you should be home by 8:30. NFC travels to Bluntstown. McClay hosts Weewahitska. We have another carpool game, as Gadsden County will travel to Pensacola Catholic, and Monroe will also travel to Pensacola to take on Pace. Childs will face FAMU DRS. Wakulla will host Jefferson County, and Godby will host Rickards in their annual rivalry. So why is that not the game of the week? Well, because I said so, and I always hated that was the one game folks seem to care about. That's the only one. They missed the best games because that was the only one they seemed to want it to come to. So, the game of the week this week goes back to Madison County as they host Suwannee. Both teams are 3-3, and that rightfully is the most promising matchup. Now, finally, Florida State, the Seminoles. Y'all saved a lot of lives this week with a win over Syracuse. And coach, are snake eggs round? I say again, are snake eggs round? They must be, because my FAMU Rattlers posted a 28 to snake egg thumping over Alabama State in their first of many SWAC victories. As a matter of fact, they popped their finger and the Hornets died. Everybody be safe, and we'll see you next week. Get vaccinated.
Wait, Earl. Wait.
Are snake eggs round?
Wait. Pop the finger. I'm lost. I'm lost. Pop the finger. Earl, you got me now. Yeah, great job, Earl.
You have to love his energy.
I'm gonna give him some more Coca-Cola.
I
think he could take it up a little higher.
Wow, he says the same thing about you.
We're kindred spirits. Yes, we are.
He said
Yes,
he waits to see you laugh and fall back in your chair.
I can't talk.
Now there's somebody that we have, a special guest.
All right.
I hope that he's on here. That's Kamaiu Johnson, the legendary golfer. I'm seeing he looks like he's muted still, but he was able to do his My Foundation first golf tournament in Heilemann Golf Course about 2 weeks back. They had told me about it, but actually I had forgotten. And when I was over there at Heilemann, Jan Auger introduced me to.
Okay.
My whole attitude changed. I really felt bad that I hadn't been more involved with it earlier. Because as personable as our basketball pro is, Kamaiu is just as personal. I left there a fan. I mean, I left there a fan of his and wanting to do whatever I could do to help promote him and what he has done and his accomplishments. And I'm hoping that he could hear me. Presenting to all the legendary recent PGA Pro golfer, Kamaiu Johnson. Can you hear me, Kamaiu?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing real good. Thanks for having me.
And I told you, you sold me.
Yes, sir.
Just that outgoingness and personable personality. I was like, wow, Rick, he did no wrong.
Well,
Tell us a little bit about how your My tournament. How did the My tournament even get named?
So Mama is it's my nickname. That's what all my friends call me. Nobody really calls me Kamaiu. So Mama Foundation, we just thought it would be fitting for it. It's something I've always wanted to do in the city of Tallahassee, just to sustain junior golf in the inner city, because there's not much going on in that. So it's just it's just a close place in my heart to get more African Americans in the inner city involved in the game of golf.
Okay, so how do the funds end up doing what now? How do you help the kids in the inner city?
Yeah, so we're going to host camps. We're going to host junior golf tournaments. It's just allowing it affordable for them to be able to play golf, and anybody that wants to get their kid involved in the game of golf, they shouldn't have to worry about not being able to afford it. So that's what the foundation is going to do. It's just going to help kids play golf for cheaper in the city golf courses in Tallahassee.
Okay. Did you yourself play junior golf when you were here?
Yeah, I played a little bit. I didn't start playing golf until I was 14. So I played a little bit of junior golf, played a lot of amateur golf, and then shortly after I played amateur golf, I turned professional.
Okay, for golf, for you to be where you are, you didn't start till 14. That's a late start, and you were able to go by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, just put in the hours. In this game, it's all about mental. So you just have to put in the hours to make sure you're mental. If you don't put in the work, then it's you can have all the talent in the world in this game, and it's not going to pan out for you, because it takes a lot of hard work and sun up to sundown days. It isn't like football or basketball. You go in for a couple hours, practice, and it's always like you're at the golf course from 8 o'clock to pitch dark outside. I mean, that's what it takes to play this game. It's just a different game.
No wonder I hadn't got any better.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a different game.
Rick, did you hear him say exactly?
Yeah, I did, Coach. I did that. That he beat me to that. But hey, tell us, what made you gravitate to golf?
I mean, my grandmother moved on a golf course when I was 14, and I had never really been on a golf course before in my life, and it just sparked something in me that I never had in me before I started playing golf, and it brought a lot of purpose in my life. It was a real good game for me at the time in my life.
Did you play any other sports before you played golf?
Yeah, I played baseball. Yeah, I played baseball all the way up until I was 18.
Okay, so how did golf take over your life then?
It was when it came into my life, like baseball went on the back burner. And then I just kept playing a little bit of travel ball here and there. And then when I turned 18, I wanted to take golf serious.
Okay.
Now you have actually been an inspiration to a lot of people already, and you have one who aspires to be like you that we've had on the show, and I know you know him, Marquise Taylor at Miles.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And he speaks of you in reverence, that you are who he wants to be like. He's kind of like you, kind of quiet and soft-spoken, but kind of a keen focus on what he wants to, you know. And he when you ask him, if you ask him, and we interviewed him, and I went back to try to find that clip for today's show when we asked him about who inspired him. He said you.
Well, I'm honored to do that. Honestly, I'm honored to be that person to him.
I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
No, I just said I'm honored to be such a person, you know, that he believes in like that. I mean, that's why, you know, you never know what kid out there is really watching you and just trying to do the things you do, because like if you don't see somebody do it, you don't really, somebody that looks like you do it, you don't really have that inspiration to get better. And in golf, you always got to have that inspiration to get better. You know, you're always trying to get 1% better every day.
Ooh, I like that. You try to get 1% better every day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's a good one there. I like that, my man.
So who inspired you?
That was what I was wondering too.
My future inspired me, honestly. Just like knowing what can be done. And, you know, I always grew up with, like, you know, I played baseball my whole life, and I always grew up with, you know, rich friends that were, you know, white, and I just always felt like, you know, if they can have it, you know, why can't I? Why can't my family have it? And you know, if you just inspire to be better every day, you know, you just if you're so deeply, you know, rooted in getting better, there's really nothing that could, you know, stop you. And just, you know, being intentional every day, you know, a lot of things can happen.
Wow, he's leaving us with some phrases here, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed,
My
Coach.
future inspires me. Good grief. Boy, that's a pretty good one. You know, we talked of the village that Jalen has. You know, you have a village too.
Yeah.
You know, we did a piece on you earlier, and a lot of people came out of the woodworks who saw that, saying, you know, how they did different things to help.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that when you spoke at your golf tournament, you took great lengths to make sure you acknowledge a lot of people who have helped you along the way.
Yes, sir.
Is that something that's in you, to make sure that you give back and that people understand that you appreciate all that they did to help you?
Absolutely. I mean, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, someone did it for me, you know, and so, you know, why, you know, I think it's, you know, my purpose to do it for the kid that, you know, that was me, you know, who wanted to play golf but couldn't afford it, but so many people in the community helped him be able to play golf. Jan Augers, you know, a big part of that over at Howland Golf Course. I mean, she gave me an opportunity, and I just took it and ran with it.
Now, you know, Rick, he's a rattler at heart. Tell him about your
I
brother.
definitely am.
Tell him about your brother.
Yeah, you know, yeah, my brother was All-American at FAM. Played cornerback number 4. You know, my uncle was, you know, one of the vice presidents, you know, there at Thomas Haynes. So, you know, FAMU, I grew up around FAMU, you know, my family went to FAMU, and, you know, I just wanted to take a different route. That's all. But, you know, I'm still a rattler. I still love, you know, I still are deeply involved with the FAMU golf team. Coach Rice is another person that, you know, helped me out a lot when I was younger, growing up playing golf over at Jake. So definitely a rattler at heart.
Oh, yeah, we embrace you. We embrace you.
Well, I have to. Thomas was my roommate in college.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, he was my roommate. And in grad school, there were a number guys that we hung out together, and 3 of them were from Madison. Thomas Haynes, Seward Hamilton, Ernest Brown. I ended up being the slow one out the group, the only one that didn't get a PhD, but the rest of them, those 3 guys from Madison, they kind of went on and did their thing. Is that where you're originally from, Madison, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How you go back pretty often?
Yeah, when I come to Tallahassee, I stop through. Definitely got to grab some Po Franks. I don't know if y'all know about Po Franks, but got to stop through Madison and grab some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where are you now?
I just got back. I was in Philly, then I was in West Palm. Right before you saw me in Tallahassee, I went down to West Palm, and then I'm back home in Orlando right now.
Okay, do you golf when you travel like that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, those
What's
are
your
all
next
for
event
tournaments.
we can look forward to seeing you in?
So I'm going up to playing on the APJ tour. I'm going up to Noonan, Georgia, up near Atlanta, the following week. So I'll be up there, and then after that, fall series hit. So I'll be on the West Coast and Orlando for the most part, in Florida and the West Coast for the most part.
You mentioned earlier that you want to be there to inspire the kids. How do you convince kids who have never really been introduced to the sport to give it a shot?
I mean, I don't think golf is a game you really have to convince someone to play, because, I mean, once you hit that solid shot, you're always going to want to come back. It's just that one shot. Golf is a game that hasn't always been welcoming to the African American community, and that's why you don't see a lot of golfers. And the prices of golf courses are so high that you don't see us playing golf because it's just too expensive. I mean, $1,200 a year is expensive to us. And I was fortunate to play golf for $1 a day coming up. Jan Arger at Holloman Golf Course made sure that happened, and so it's just giving kids opportunities, and then keep your hands on those opportunities with those kids, and a lot of things can happen.
Well, tell us what that sponsorship from Farmers Insurance allowed you to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fortunate now to be sponsored to be an ambassador for Farmers Insurance and Farmers Insurance and Cisco Technology and Cambridge Mobile Telematics. It allowed me to just to change my community, change my future, just travel, play golf, not have to worry about, just playing golf. That's it. That's all I'm worried about. And, Jeff Daly, the CEO of Farmers, he's always been deeply rooted in the community. It wasn't something just me and, Willie and I got. It's just something that their company has always been about. And, you just take that opportunity and you just you run with it and you keep the same hunger that you had before.
I think what you just said was very key in the fact that you said farmers market. I mean, that Farmers Insurance has always been involved in the community, and I think as an ambassador for them, as you continue to say that along the way, it makes the rest of us who didn't know that pay a little bit more attention to it.
Right.
Well, we appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be able to come here and share some of you with us. You got fans here all over the area. Your village continues to grow, and we're very proud of you, and we wish you much success in the future.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys, and I look forward to being on the show again.
Okay, we're going to hold you to that.
I told you that guy is special right there. I told you. Thanks a lot, Kamaiu.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
Thank you. You too. We will come back to discussing, but moving along, we got Rickards High School. We're talking about the basketball season coming up. We got the girls from Rickards High School in their interview, but congratulate. I told you he's quite a young man now. He couldn't get his camera to work. He still showed up to play. I mean, he's a professional, and he showed that, didn't he?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Go
indeed.
ahead, Tallahassee. 2 pros in the same week, back to back. INSiiGHTS. Here for you.
Southland Tech. I am there, honestly, to get my degree. I saw Mark when he came to my high school playing basketball. He's pretty good in the court, but that wasn't quite the only thing that caught my attention because he is quite a looker. He's a cutie. Tight pair of blue jeans and a halter top. It's over. She's got him on lock. Whatever girl it is, has gotten his attention. As for Gloria, Gloria keeps drama. That's just what she is. That's just who she is. Guys love her because she has them like a puppet. She can make them move however she wants them to move. So, surviving with my heart in one piece is a priority for me.
Gloria is my name, being all that is my game.
There
I
she
come from
is.
Southland Tech as a student who's seen life. I'm going to graduate with my degree and from life. I don't back down, and I don't play. Everybody ain't 18 in life. If you can't handle it, don't play with it. Most of these boys are boys. They think they're men, but they don't even know. That's why they're freshmen. Just fresh, not men. Why y'all got her with a Southland Tech shirt? We supposed to be cheerleaders or something? Getting the goody twos? Is that what y'all think them guys want? Maybe they do, but Gloria wants them in. Did I say that? Well, I've been brought to life in Freshmen, and I plan to make the most of it. Read Freshman, but my story is the story.
Gloria and
Both of them
Danielle.
got their little face masks on. They must be afraid, Coach Hankerson, they're going to get COVID in your office.
It's crazy out here.
Yeah, man.
Well, first off,
it's just us. We so used to routine and having it on.
I ain't mad at you. I need you safe rather than sorry anyway. From Rickards, we have Coach Chariya Davis and one of her student athletes, and Ashley Holmes. Welcome to INSiiGHTS.
Thank you for having us, Coach.
Well, Coach Davis,
Yes, sir.
we lost track on how many district championships you've won in a row. At last count, we had 13, 14, and that has to be the longest current winning streak in boys and girls basketball in the city.
I'm not sure. It's just, one of the goals that we kind of set each year to achieve as a team and as a program. So I don't keep count. We just, it's just one of our goals and getting to the playoffs and trying to win and build a good program here and keep the history. It has such a rich history here at Rickards. So just trying to keep that going. I lose track in numbers. So I just know that we look to do that every year. And we've been fortunate to be able to accomplish that thus far. I feel really good about this team. We have experience, we have youth, we have a little height, we have a little bit of everything, of all the ingredients that you need to be real successful this year. They've actually been, working hard on the off season and the preseason. So injury free and drama free. We should be pretty okay. Yeah, we have a little bit, more than what we've had. So pretty excited about that. To add along, like I said, just have a lot of ingredients that we didn't have last year. So that makes us, I think that much better this year. And also just having the summer, as a coach, how important the summer is for developmental skills. Instead of just playing AAU, I get that, but that's when the development part comes in. And I think that we've had a good group of young ladies that dedicated themselves this past summer and now in the preseason to be better, to make our team and our program better this year. Well, I'm very fortunate, you know, as a coach, I have access to their grades at any time. Working here at the school, any teachers that have any issues or they may, you know, grade may drop a little bit, have instant access to be able to, hey, cue them, hey, this is what we got to get done. You need to see this teacher. You need to make sure that you have this completed. For example, with Coach Hankerson in the Abbott program, having those young ladies, my young ladies in that program, allows them to get ahead on their college stuff and keep track. So I have hands-on, what I'm gonna say, just having people here with me at Rickards, the staff here, administration, just keeping track of those young ladies and keeping them on track. Makes it easier when it comes to the academic side. They also always have the time to go see a teacher after school or whatever is needed. And if it's not up to par, then they know that they won't play. So that comes in. We have rules, you know, for not, you know, holding up your part of your academic part of our agreement, you know, to be a part of this team. So yeah, so we have that, and just following up and just, you know, weekly reports on them as to where they're at. But they've been pretty good with knowing what they need help in and doing what they're supposed to do. So just very fortunate to have a good group of girls to do that.
Okay, well, introduce the young lady sitting to your left, and introduce her to the viewers and why you wanted her to speak.
Okay. The young lady that I have with me today, I'm taking a peek at her, is Ashley Holmes. She's a 10th grade. She's in the 10th grade. She is a point guard, so that's a strike. That's a good thing for her with me being a point guard. She's in the pre-IB program. Does well academically, and is going to be one of my good leaders and good point guards of the future. She's young, but she's taken on that role to be that. And we have talks all the time about her position and about leadership. So thought it would be great to bring her on and showcase this young lady, because that shows you how bright our future is here at Rickards.
Wow, that coming from your UCF Hall of Fame basketball coach, Chariya Davis, who mastered the point guard position, you know, that's pretty high praise. How does that make you feel, Ashley?
It made me feel awesome, actually, because I don't usually get compliments a lot from other people about me being a point guard, how small I am. So they think I'm limited to things that I'm able to do. So being praised feels good sometimes.
So how does it make you feel when people have the perception that you can't do something or that you are limited because of your tall stature?
I mean, I laugh because, I mean, I am small. I got to admit it. I'm small. But, I mean, I know I can do a lot. I can do more than what people think I can do. So I just show them.
What do you think your strength is?
My strength probably will be dribbling. Give it a few more years. I think I'll be pretty tight with that. Well, from middle school to high school, it's a big transition that you really got to get ready for. But playing under Coach Davis, it's really a lot that you got to learn. You got to pay attention. You got to be willing to work hard and be dedicated to what you do. And you got to really, like, honor how you are. Like, yeah. At first, 9th grade year was hard, but you just got to have good time management and you can't procrastinate. You really got to get it done on your free time so you can be able to go to practice and do other things you need to take care of.
Well, you know, Coach Davis and Ashley, we wish you the best of luck. We want you to continue your streak that you've done and the success that you've had. And as always, we appreciate the relationship that INSiiGHTS has had with Rickards and with you and your family. You know, we've done that special on the first basketball family of Quincy, and we wish you the best of luck, Coach.
All right. Thank you, Coach. We appreciate you and all the things that you're doing for girls basketball, period, in this area.
Have you thought about improving the curb appeal of your home or business? If so, call Hank. My pressure washing service will give your property a fresh look that you are needing at an affordable price. Just take a look at some of these improvements. If you are in need, give Hank a shout. I'll get you right.
Ashley, as a sophomore, speaks very well.
You know, it's not. It's something when a coach brings a sophomore in to speak and not one of your upperclassmen. That says a lot about that young lady, and she must be really special, Coach.
And then before they left, they got off the air. It was so much. I mean, we had a long interview. We had to edit it down. But she said, Coach, you going to do basketball this year? You know, or have you decided? And that's about the third time we've been asked that. And after listening to Ashley and some of the kids, I mean, the student athletes, you know, we can figure out a way to do it a little bit safer. You know, we might be able to do some basketball games. That's our passion anyway. You know, to do that. That's what we like to do is basketball.
Yes. No offense to the other sports.
Right. Now we also did the Rickards boys, but if you saw, I'll talk about it here. We'll do the Rickards boys today. Continuing at Rickards High School, we have Obi-Wan Kenobi, the dean of basketball coaches, Coach Eli Bryant. How are you, Coach?
I'm fine.
Coach,
you all right for an old man?
That's why I said Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's the Zen master. Pretty much has seen it all. How do you feel having been able to survive the COVID season from last year and getting ready to start this year? What's the biggest transition?
I feel extremely blessed to have survived it, especially as exposed as I have been here at the school and considering my age. I'm just thankful to God that I survived it. And the kids did.
You have one of the longest standing assistant coaching staff in the area. You just seem to have had some gentlemen that have worked with you over the years that has to have helped you in terms of the understanding and the relationship that your staff has with each other.
Another blessing. People ask me when you're leaving. I said when Avery and Chester leave, I'm going right with them.
What is your outlook for this team?
I think this is a championship team. I mean, you know me well enough. And when I tell you we're gonna struggle, I mean we're gonna struggle. But I try to build a team up with everybody being a leader. If you don't lead anybody but yourself, you don't have to lead the whole team. You don't have to be both. Lead yourself. You know, put it on yourself to be first in sprints. Put it on yourself to have your homework done. You know, and I always say, let's not lose a championship academically because somebody's not eligible for the second semester. Let's do what we need to do in the classroom so that we can be successful on the floor. Because the only way we're going to be successful on the floor is that we're successful academically and socially. And I think it'll be our leaders this year. We got some new people in. We got Chase Hudson and Ross. And you know, I don't know. I don't scout. I don't go to games unless really I'm playing. But I'm finding out that these kids grew up together. Kent, Chase, and they grew up playing for Coach Davis as youngsters, and they aren't new to each other. So they meshed real well. I considered bringing Chase and Ross, but I changed my mind and you know, let Kent have this. If he's gonna be the leader, let's go and start off right.
Well, Ken, how does that make you feel to hear Coach say that you've improved and he still wants you to do better because you're not leading the line? But how does it make you feel that he has that much trust and confidence that he wants you to be the spokesman?
It feels good, but it humbles me at the same time. You know, I still got more work to do, and I still got more to prove. And, you know, that's it. Still got more to prove, and it humbles me very much.
Okay, well, how do you feel about this team going into this year? This is your senior year. How do you feel about it?
Well, like you said, I feel like this is a state championship team. We got a lot of work to do because we didn't really do nothing during the summer. Well, we did little parts of it, but we got more work to do, like a lot more work to do to get back how we was in 2020. But I feel like this is our year too.
What do you think you've improved the most in since you've been at Rickards?
Really my body, because when I was in 9th grade, I was kind of chubby. And now we run more. We run like a lot here at Rickards. So like running a mile, running through Jim Lee Road, that just made me like my body more better.
I have watched you develop. You could always shoot the ball pretty good, but I think now you've learned some other things other than being able to just be a shooter.
Yeah, that comes with being at Rickards. I got more athletic, being in the weight room more, so my legs are getting stronger. I can jump higher now, so yeah. You can see this year I'm more explosive.
I think that's a real honest assessment when you said that you were a little chubby.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people would admit that, but the only way that you would really get better is if you realize where you were and where you wanted to go.
Yeah, because absolutely. Come to practice. Why would you trust your kid with somebody for 3-4 hours that you don't know? I mean, you know your kid getting verbally abused, physically abused, or what? And then you won't have to ask why your child ain't in the game. You won't have to stop me in the game telling me we got to have a car because your child didn't play. He didn't play the last 5 games either. He didn't get in practice. He wasn't in the rotation in practice, but you got in practice, you know that. And we can answer that, and then you can see.
Well, Coach Turner, you said you have a championship team. What makes you think this team is a championship team? Because that says a lot for you to say that.
We got 6 guys I know right now that's interchangeable. We established ourselves now as positioners. We don't have a 4, we don't have a 5, we don't have a 1. Ball touch your hand, you're a playmaker. Ball ain't in your hand, you got to get it. You're a rebounder. You know our sets. You know you're on the weak side. If you're on the weak side, the ball ain't coming. You're not gonna skip it over there to you. You got to go rebound and miss shot. We got to get 3 shots at the basket, and we can't give the other team 2. We got to have the basket. Only bad shot is a shot you didn't take when you were open. But now you are the 3-point shooter, so don't shoot no 3. Ain't no such thing, no heat check. I didn't see you do it in practice. Don't do it in the game.
Coach, I'm gonna ask. In closing, I'm gonna ask one question. Who the top 2 teams in the city this year? Who they gonna be?
Rickards and Goddard.
Without hesitation.
Always. And we're probably gonna play 3 times at a minimum. We're in the same district, same class.
One thing I do know, when Rickards and Godby play, you got to get in there early to get a seat.
Yeah, and Dante does a hell of a job over there.
He does a good job. We appreciate Rickards being on our first preview show. We wish you the best of luck. One thing I know, you don't have no choice but to walk straight in there.
Yes, sir.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, we wish you continued success, and we appreciate all that you've done in the community for the young men that you have tutored, worked with, mentored, you and your son over the years. You've done an excellent job, Coach.
And yeah, make sure Madison understand, ain't overlooking him, but he's 6'8".
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Old school. Obi-Wan. I like it, Coach.
You like that, huh?
Obi-Wan.
Hey, he comes right out today. Championship team, you say top 2 teams in the city. Rickards and Godby.
Rickards and Godby.
And then at the end, he cleaned it up a little bit. He said, tell Matt Anderson, talking about Lincoln High. Tell Matt Anderson, that he's 6'8". So it's interesting. Oh, we still getting comments. Sports Diva said she get a shout out to Ashley. Said, way to go, Ashley. Earl Hankerson said Coach Davis be on him. Said he had the young lady down. I work in at 6:45 trying to get ready for a 7 o'clock game. Coach wasn't gonna play that. She was not going to play.
Hey.
So I kind of like, the high school preview and, the coaches and Rickards, we've always had an outstanding relationship with Rickards. Earl Hankerson was AD then and it's continued on. but we've always been able to get in and have support from them. They were one of the initial schools that allowed INSiiGHTS to come in and do the games. And so was Florida High. So we actually have interviews set up with Florida High and Gabi, both of them tomorrow. So y'all need to pay attention. You need to follow us. Hit that button down there, follow us, subscribe. Right down there, you need to support us there a little bit, and even as we do the games, we'll do them free. That's how we've always done them. They're still up there. Now for the fun part of it, you pick them. You pick them. And we have had
what we got this week.
We've had this thing really, really get close with these guys. Lamp jumped out there 3-4 game lead in the first couple weeks of the season. But can you believe that right now with it, he had a week this past week. I don't think he had but 3 games picked. And we got a 3-way tie for first. They have walked him down.
Uh-huh.
And
really?
Yeah, look there. There you go.
Look at there. Let's see here. The land is up there? What? Let's be? How about that? How
you
about
in the game
that?
now? You're only 2 behind.
Coach.
But you see, you got the Diva 1 game behind you.
What did I tell you and Diva last week? Diva, you better go ahead and get out there because the second half of this football season ain't gonna be pretty. I'm just trying to warn you now. I'm just trying to warn you. I'm calling my shot. All right, I'm calling my shot.
It's all right to call it because when you look at it right now, the Land had 6 winners last week. 6 out of 6. Les had 5. Reporter had 5. Sports Diva 5. I had 5. The only person, the leader, Lamp, choked a little bit. The Lamb made up 3 games on it. Now, again, when you go on, you need to see the message board. The message board is hilarious. Once again, hey, you getting ready to see the games that we have coming up this week? Beat us. We got 1 person. Beat us. We're trying to get Clifton, the only person who's actually made a difference when he submitted his. We're trying to get him on the show as we speak. But go over there and beat us next week so that you could be on. We're still trying to get Clifton on. He submitted his names and put them down. Don't put them down after the fact, because that's what people do. Didn't I tell you so and so was gonna win? No, just say nothing.
Yeah, Rodriguez, what's up? What's up, Ross? I'm calling you out. What's up, Ant? I'm calling y'all out. Let's rock. It's a great week.
Here you go. Pick them. Jets at Atlanta. Giants at Dallas.
Ooh, look at that third game right there.
Ain't that going to be something right there?
Ooh, and the 4th game. Oh, my goodness. Ooh, yeah.
Pittsburgh at Denver. Miami at Tampa Bay. That's going to be a wash. Washington at New Orleans. That might be an interesting one.
Yeah, if you need some no-dos.
So it's going to be interesting. Hey, go on and put yours down there. See, go on and put them down there. Get on the show because we getting ready to bring the fellas back here real soon where they could talk this smack. They want to know how we pick the games. Each one of the guys have a team that they really kind of follow. So we always include those games for their team. And then we try to throw in a game that might not be that easy to pick. But based on last week, everybody kind of went relatively easy and had a great showing, except Lamp, the Dallas Cowboy fan. He choked a little bit, so it's all in the wash. So
Okay, I'm gonna do my weekly one-timer. Okay, that's what Dallas does, Coach. That's what they do. Ah,
say they choke, huh?
ah.
They better not choke next week against the Giants. I know that much. They better not. That's what they do. They choke, huh?
Like on the
Pick
chicken
your
bone.
team. Pick your teams. Put them down there at the bottom. Down there. Pick your teams.
Let us
And
know.
again, headed to next week, we'll either have Godby High School or Florida High on next week doing the basketball preview. Whichever one we have, we'll have the next one the following week. Okay. Then the Jimmy Sauls Leadership Academy, that's why we're insistent on having some of the players speak, some of the students. We want to get them acclimated to being interviewed and talking to people. That's why we do that. We have to help our own. And listening to them gets you more involved in going to see them play.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now, our special guest next week, I won't make it a surprise, but we have one of the gentlemen from the highest of the 7 hills, former Florida A&M University president, Dr. Fred Gaines, will be a special guest on next week. He's involved with a lot of grants and being able to get some money to the university. You know, his love was always agriculture. And one of the things he's going to talk about is some of the occupation and career choices that can be made in that area. Earl Campbell got a farm. If you listen to a lot of the pro football players, more of them than anybody else, went back home, bought hundreds of acres, being able to do some things with it. There's some occupational choice. And one of the things we always want for our students to understand is the number of career opportunities that are out there that you might not know about. And that's kind of a thing, too, with the Leadership Academy. We want the students to know that there's a lot of opportunities out there. And there's a lot of things out there. So the more we expose you to it, the more hopeful we are that you'll find something to say, man, you know, that's kind of interesting. I might want to do it.
Reach out and grab it. Yep.
Now, it's going to be interesting. I'm going to ask some of the other coaches who they think the top 2 teams are. It's going to be interesting to see what they say.
I would love to see cities do an all-city battle, regardless of classification. And you know, like a Christmas tournament, just I think it would be epic. I really do. They did it in Lakeland years ago for a couple of years, and man, and I think they did it in the White House. They call the Lakeland Civic Center or the Lakeland Center the White House because that's where you want to end up. It is interesting. It was really interesting, and the trash talking. Oh my goodness! I just love events like that. I mean, you get to showcase. Hey, the smaller schools get to show. Hey, we can compete with you, big boys. It was nice. I wish more cities would do that.
Well, Al Lawson has a Christmas holiday tournament, and he used to have it in the Civic Center one time. And he was bringing them in from all over the country. There was some horses.
Yeah.
What happens now is a lot of the coaches don't want to play anybody that they think they might lose. Because they want to have a 20-win season, playing a lot cupcake ceremony city, and then wonder why they don't ever make it to the state tournament. But they talk about how successful their program is. You'll always find FAMU High, Rickards, Godby, they kind of, Florida High doesn't back off anybody either. There's certain coaches that play every and anybody because they're trying to get to Lakeland.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Them in their program, they're trying to get to Lakeland.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll tell you, I mean, those of us who've been around basketball a while, when you ask them why they don't play so-and-so, they won't play the coach. I remember one time early in my career, I talked to Coach Jake Gaither. He was the AD at the time, and I asked him, I said, Coach, you having trouble getting a schedule? He said, Mickey. No, he called me Coach. He said, Coach, you should have a problem getting a schedule. Nobody should want to play. They should be scared of it. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, if they want to play you, they figure they could beat you. They're afraid you're going to beat them. They don't want to play you. I was just sharing a story with somebody when we coached the girls team. Our 1 year, we beat Florida International, University of Florida, and Florida State in the same week. We owed University of Florida a game to Gainesville the next year, did a two-year contract. They told us don't come. I said, but we owe you a game. They said, no, don't come. Don't worry about it. We eat it. Women's basketball team in Florida A&M one time was rolling pretty doggone good. And it's funny how certain people try to rewrite history and act like we didn't have the success we had. The coaches remember.
The reporters remember as well. At one point, the women's team, when I was a student there, and not pulling your leg because it's fact, and anyone there from 86 to 90 could tell you that for a while, the women's team was getting more fans than the men's team. No offense to Coach Booker, but it's facts. I mean, facts are facts. So,
and I appreciate it. And you know, if you take the women's basketball team when we were coaching them, we have right now, look in the record books, more wins against Florida State University than all the other athletic programs at the university combined. And double. We didn't beat them all the time, but we beat them more than anybody else beat them.
Mm-hmm.
But that was our attitude about recruiting. One day we're gonna talk a little bit about the difference of me coaching the men and coaching the women's team and how the success came late coaching the men. But
I want to talk about that. I do. I want that. I do. I think that'd be interesting. Definitely.
What we say, straight, no chaser?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay. We'll talk about it. You can ask me whatever you wish to ask me about it.
Oh boy.
Rick, the reporter.
And I'll give you guys a disclaimer. You know, if I'm not on the week after that, you know, Coach kicked me off. But I'm gonna bring it to him like I always do. You know I will. You know I will.
He said, Coach, put me up.
From Insights. Visit our website at insights.com. 2 I's in the middle. INSiiGHTS.
Insights is the copyright of Mac4 Enterprises, a Florida corporation. This broadcast is produced under the exclusive ownership of Mac4 Enterprises and is the intellectual property and trademark of Mac4 Enterprises. Comments of the host and other individual speakers on Insights represent their independent thoughts and representation.
Until next week, Coach. It's for the culture, Coach. It's for the culture.
I got you. Stay masked up. Get vaccinated. I think I'm going to get my booster shot. All right, man. Until next week when we get some more high school preview in here. You got Earl's eclectic highlights coming in about the high school show. And we got the famous Dr. Fred Gaines. Peace, y'all. Stay healthy.